What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury responds to Deontay Wilder's claim that he would knock out Tyson Fury. Of course, Wilder said, knockout easy, straight on the ground. He wouldn't have all the added preservatives. And now that I think about it, the added preservatives is him implying that he cheated once again. And this is what Tyson Fury had to say. He said, "At Bronze Bomber, you are a piece of shit. No good bum." He said, "I've spanked you 3 times. You have had a lot to say, but when we came face to face, your asshole fell out." Enough said. Hashtag rat. And let me counterpunch. What did I tell you guys about that whole ordeal and that run-in in Saudi Arabia? A lot of people just chop it up, oh man, those dudes are just, playing the public. No, I think, like I told you guys, like I've always said about Deontay Wilder, one thing I have never liked about Wilder, even before he got spanked and before he got his first defeat or whatever, I didn't like the two-faced-ism. I didn't like the two-faced tendencies. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. Because I'm going to give you guys, okay, a run and play-by-play, an example of what I'm talking about. This situation in Saudi Arabia when Tyson Fury was saying, "Bomb squad," and he came and shook him and he leaned in and all that shit, and then he did all that bowing and all that shit. Look. And then he didn't say anything, but then we've heard Deontay Wilder speak about Tyson Fury being a cheat. He's nothing but a cheat. You all know he cheated and this, that, and the other, but then when you see him, you can't reiterate what you've been saying to other people. You know what I mean? Only chicken people or chicken shit people do stuff like that. Okay, let me give you guys another example. When all those failed negotiations back in 18 and 19 with him, really it spanned from 17, okay, 17, 18, 19, okay, those 3 years are the end of 17 to whatever part in 19 up to the part that Joshua got beat by Andy Ruiz and that huge upset. Wilder had a lot to say about Joshua. He called him a coward. When he lost, he said he didn't have the heart of a champion. His resume was lies. He had a lot to say about Joshua, but I can recall, people, because I study boxing and I watch boxing very much so. I remember the last time those guys were in the same place, in the same building, at the same day. Okay, it was in Wembley. It was when Joshua toppled Klitschko. And I remember when Wilder gave him a fist bump. I remember when Wilder refused not to say anything about Joshua, not to call out Joshua, not to mention Joshua, nor Fury. Who did he call out? Tony Bellew, when they got into it. That's the only rivalry or dispute that he had with anyone. Tony Bellew. Okay? And I think this is before Tony Bellew, shocked everybody by stopping David Hay twice and retiring him. Okay? But that was his only confrontation with anyone. Okay? He was a Sky Sports commentator invited over there to commentate the fight between Vladimir Klitschko, managed also by his manager Shelly Finkel, and Anthony Joshua, which is promoted by Eddie Hearn. Okay? And at no time did he fix his mouth to say anything bad about Anthony Joshua. Okay? Or Tyson Fury, or at least call them out, or put his name in the hat and in the equation because he's the WBC champion. He didn't say anything. I just have to remind you, he did not say anything. Now, if he was advised not to and didn't, that's still bad because that means someone's telling you what to say or someone's telling you what to do. Okay? I just thought it was strange because after he left that, he's supposed to fight Pulev. Pulev's chest tear or injury or whatever, he ended up fighting Carlos Takam. After he beat Takam, that's when the negotiations began. Okay? And then that's when the trash talk started. Like, I want Joshua, I want this, and I want that, and I want this. Now, I do remember the time where he called Joshua out like way before he was a champion or whatever, and Joshua was like, no, I'll fight somebody else. Okay, so you have to get that out there. Got to tell it all. Okay, but he wasn't a champion yet. So then when he became a champion, then all of a sudden, boom, he was talking all this and had all this to say about Joshua. But then again, if you backtrack, you're like, well, you had ample opportunity when he knocked out Klitschko and stopped him in the 11th round. Well, I think the same thing happened for Tyson Fury. This is a similar situation where he said Tyson Fury is cheating. He even threw Usyk in there. It depends on who cheats the most. I'm like, well, whoa, anytime did you see Usyk cheat? What the hell was that about? Did you ever see or mention or anybody mention Usyk being on drugs or taking any type of banned substance or being a dirty fighter or anything like that? No, he just threw him in there like, oh, well, it depends on who cheats the most. You know what I mean? And we could flip it. Let's flip it this way because I like looking at it from both perspectives, from the Wilder perspective, right? You could say, well, Tyson Fury could have confronted him then, and you're absolutely right. He could have confronted them then, like he did in the third fight. That was really the buildup when Wilder was with the fucking shades on. Wait a minute, do I got shades in here? No, I don't. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yes, they both could have done that, to be fair. You know, so you could throw them both in a bucket of chicken shit, honestly. You know what I mean? But then again, you know, you could always look at that as Tyson Fury deciding, well, hey, this is not about me today. This is about my brother Tommy, and I'm gonna just, hey, let me respect Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? So I put the blame more on Wilder than anybody else because, again, it was Wilder still talking shit to this day about Tyson Fury. So he could have had and been his own man and called him out like, hey, you a cheat. How you doing, cheater? I'm going to see you soon. I know you cheated and everybody. He could have said that. Or he could have just walked past him. If you want to be respectful for somebody you don't like, you don't have to greet them. You can walk right past them. I think that would be more appropriate than coming up to him and doing that politician shit like you had to do that. He didn't have to do that at all. But then don't do that and then still talk shit about that person when you had opportunity to say it in his face. But anyway, you guys tell me, though, the hilarious comeback, the hilarious counterpunch from Tyson Fury. Let me read it again for you guys. I've spanked you 3 times. You had a lot to say, but when we came face to face, your asshole fell out. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.